whether the coalition will work. So I'm like asking myself, which coalition are you talking about? Because there's no coalition. Why are we being like that? And as political reporters who should know politics, which coalition are you referring to? Since when someone votes for someone is called a coalition? What political illiteracy is that? When I vote for you, then it's a coalition. That's too low, man. Politically, it's too low. It is. No, it's not a coalition. It's not true. Nowhere, even in Oxford, definition of coalition is defined the way you want to define it. There's no coalition. Which coalition is going to work where? We don't have any coalition. The DA has got no coalition with the EFF, and the EFF has got no coalition with the DA. So which coalition must we answer to now? Because the question is, how is the coalition going to work? Which one? Which one? The DA won municipalities without any coalition deal. They won. It ends there. And we voted against the ANC. We didn't vote for DA. We voted against the ANC. It ends there. Why? Helen Zille thinks she's smart. She has a deal with Cyril that they are going to upset the opposition, and then when they upset the opposition will throw tantrums, and then they will stand. Because they don't have numbers, the Cyril's ANC will emerge because they've upsetted the opposition. So we knew of the plan that Cyril's ANC, held by Helen Zille, must get more metros than what Zuma got. Then Cyril must come out as the savior of the ANC, the smarter, the negotiator. And we disrupted that plan. Helen was not contesting metros. She's shocked herself. She was pretending to be contesting metros because she has a deal with Ramaphosa that we are going to upset this opposition. We start by insulting the EFF, push them away, and then these ones, we don't give them anything. They are going to be upset. Mashaba wants Joburg at all costs. Is going to be upset, then they are going to walk away. When they walk away, we are going to contest you, because we can't say we can't contest. It's going to be too obvious. We are going to contest you because we don't have numbers. You are going to win. And we said she doesn't know what she's dealing with. And then she coming to pretend to contest, and we made her contest for real, without a consent, and made her win. Now she must run municipalities. It's in her hands. She has no one to blame. She asked for power, we gave it to her. She was pretending to South Africans that she's ready, she's going to contest ANC government. They were not contesting ANC government. They were not. They were not contesting ANC government. No way. They were going to be pretending. That's why they came out the way they came. They wanted to upset everybody, so that when you all ngala like kids, and then you walk away, then the ANC wins, and they blame it on small parties, that these small parties wants to run municipalities even when they have not won. We had to contest, and we are the only ones who contested the ANC. They walked away, they abstained. That's why the ANC won. It's not on us, it's on them. And we said, you think you are a political genius? We are going to teach you politics. We gave it to her, for real. Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of the ANC, never bothered to talk to anyone, because he thought he's got this thing sealed. He was not worried about anything. How can a president, when metros are going, the biggest part of what is your constituency is going? Someone must tell me, what did Ramaphosa do to save the metros? One thing, one. What, except the underground movement of the Oppenheimers and trying to facilitate deals amongst their puppets and those they fund? What did Ramaphosa do? Transparent. Where have you ever had such a thing? Where a party president, the party is losing power. The party president does nothing about it. We were told Ramaphosa is the best negotiator. But Ramaphosa has always been a fraud. He was sold to us by white media and white capital. But he's the best negotiator because he was repeating after what whites are saying in the negotiations. That's what made him the best negotiator. Then, the real time for negotiation came. Ramaphosa was nowhere to be found. So, where was the skills of the best negotiator? Look what happens in Durban. You know who got Durban? It was Jacob Zuma. Our SG was told by that guy who won, who switched sides of ABC, Mavunda, that no, let me put Zuma on the line. I'm talking to Zuma. Let's talk to Zuma. Let me put Zuma on the line. Is Zuma an ace who negotiated eThekwini and won eThekwini? RET forces are the ones who won eThekwini. They were fighting there. Where was CR17? Where was the president of the ANC when all of this was happening? DD Mabuza Shem was trying to make some calls. We didn't take his calls because he's nothing. He's just deputy president. He has no power. Why must he pretend like he's got power now when he doesn't have anything? DD tried to make calls and convince people, make the sanity to prevail, persuade each other. Cyril did not try. Why? His project of killing the ANC is working well, is succeeding. Why must he go around negotiating for the survival of the ANC when his project is performing well? Ask one question, leave conspiracy theories. Where was Cyril Ramaphosa when his party was losing power in the metros? What role did Cyril Ramaphosa play to save the ANC, because we told he was going to save the ANC when his party was losing metros? Helen said to her, no, you're going to emerge because I'm going to upset the opposition and then I'm going to contest. The numbers are not balancing, then you're going to emerge. That's how you're going to get metros. Only to be shocked by the EFF. So, therefore, we have no coalition with the DA. Please, let's be scholars. Let's ask intellectuals to develop new concepts in the absence of simplicity. Because now we're being simple. There's no policy contradictions with the DA in a coalition. Because there's no coalition. We have no coalition. We agree with that matricless person, Steinesen. We agree with him wholeheartedly. The DA owes EFF nothing. We don't owe DA anything. Nothing. We're not going to have a meeting with DA in the next 5 years talking about municipalities, how we can manage municipalities. Nothing. We had Herman saying when they go to negotiations, the EFF will be there. We are not going to any negotiations. Herman, you can go, you speak our language very well. You will represent us. Go sit there. We are not going to any negotiations. We call upon General Bantu Olomisa to come back to the negotiations of the small parties and opposition parties with the DA, but will not be sitting in those negotiations. We don't need any whites' favor. We do what we like. Even when whites say, don't come here, we go where whites say, don't come. Because we get no instruction from no white man. Not even Steinesen will tell us what to do. When a white man says, don't vote for me, we vote for him by force. There's nothing he can do. What can he do? Remove voltage. What must happen? What must happen? DA nyaga power, Rebafila power. Let's see what they do. We don't blackmail anyone. We vote according to what makes sense at that time. In every municipality, anything that gets presented in the council that is based in the best interest of our people, will vote for it. In the municipalities, we don't vote for ideology. We vote for service delivery. We are going to vote for any budget. We are going to vote for any motion that speaks to service delivery, that wants to make Hammanskraal a better place and give the people of Hammanskraal clean water. That's what we're going to vote for. Whether that thing of clean water is proposed by Freedom Front Plus or not, we will vote for clean water in Hammanskraal, irrespective of who is proposing it. We are in it for service delivery for our people. So we are very clear what we want to do. But the biggest agenda is to remove the ANC and destroy it completely. And we're succeeding in that mission. That mission will never stop in eThekwini. We are going to continue to make sure that that winner of RET forces is removed in less than a year. Let's take the next one. Metsimaholo. We had a meeting now this morning with the mayor of Metsimaholo and councillors. And we have asked the mayor of Metsimaholo to resign with immediate effect because she became a mayor through the vote of the ANC. We don't vote with the ANC. Even when the ANC votes for us, we should not accept that. And she was so happy because she said to us, already after elections, ANC people were demanding certain illegal things from her. Immediately after electing her, already they were starting to talk corruption and the type of things that they want to do in that municipality. She remained our mayor candidate in Metsimaholo. We'll persuade the DA to vote with us. If they don't want, we'll vote with them. And we give them that municipality as long as the municipality is not in the hands of the ANC. So our mayor, as I speak, SG, she has resigned with immediate effect from Metsimaholo. We don't have a mayor. We have a speaker in Mamusa municipality because that speaker was elected by a faction in the ANC. So that thing upset the ANC and it works for us. That one we accept it. Okay? That which upset the ANC and sharpens contradictions in the ANC, we accept it. That which unites the ANC and makes the ANC to continue to work stealing from our people, we reject it. We are not party to that. Was there another question? Well, we don't know about Vuyan. Was Vuyan, I'm in the ethics committee. I'm a member of the ethics committee. I was never invited to come and do Vuyani's hearing on anything. So I don't know what you are talking about. I think the office must get Vuyani now to answer if there are issues before we finish this press conference, so we can provide clarity as to what is this. Now, please make contact and get to understand what is the story. Because I don't know Vuyani's issue. He has never said to me there is an issue with ethics committee or anything of that sort. The man who's got issues with ethics committee, it's me. On is the ethics committee on that thing of borders and how I interview people in the JSC. They found me guilty that I interview people differently. I don't know how I must interview them. But I will not accept that. I interview them the best I know how. Anyone? SG? No, we're fine. Thank you.
Can we get an indication of any follow-up questions? Hands? One.
Not playing any role in any government of the DA. We're an opposition. That's what our people elected us for. There's nothing we're doing which our people didn't say we must go and do. They said we must be in opposition benches, and that's what we're doing. And what more do you want us to do? We are an opposition. We're going to be an opposition. That's what we're elected for. And we're a very unique opposition that is not driven by a desire for power in an uncontrollable manner. We are sitting in the opposition benches. Cyril said the ANC is prepared to sit in the opposition benches. He thought we were bluffing. And now there is a reality. He must sit in the opposition benches. He starts breaking chairs in eThekwini and everywhere else. They collapse meetings and all of. I saw That Leboga Maile saying, hey, where the ANC is in opposition, the EFF must not expect them to disrupt meetings like they do. Okay, what is he saying? He likes talking without following the thought process. The ANC is already disrupting as we speak. It disrupted a meeting in eThekwini, and there is no EFF that disrupted a meeting in eThekwini. They disrupted a meeting in Mudimule. They did it twice in Mudimule. What is he talking about? He thinks he's being smart. He's not being smart. He's never been known for being smart anyway. So we don't expect more from him. The ANC is going to be disruptive, you will see. There's no EFF that is going to collapse any municipality. The ANC is going to be disruptive. We were told that the ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa is going to be one of the cleanest, the sophisticated, the most measured and reasonable. People were beaten there in eThekwini, chairs flying all over. Till today, not a single person is arrested. The ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa. We're told it was going to be the cleanest, much better than the ANC of Zuma. But people disrupt council meetings. They don't want peaceful transfer of power. And then we're told, no, Cyril is the best man. We are living to prove that Ramaphosa has never been a leader, he has always been a project. Now he has assumed a leadership responsibility and is getting exposed that he has got no capacity, none whatsoever. I don't know what is irresponsible when you say EFF is irresponsible by putting people in power. You have no agreements with them, and therefore you're going to collapse municipalities. What I just said to you, we're going to vote for things that make sense and are pro-service delivery. If that is being irresponsible, then we're happy to be irresponsible. We're fine with being irresponsible. We require no contract with anyone to sign in order for us to vote for what makes sense. We will vote for service delivery. When I closed the campaign of the EFF, I said, why are we not putting aside our differences and give the people of Hammanskraal water? Let's disagree and fight about land. I understand that, it's an ideological issue. But the clean water in Hammanskraal doesn't need me to sign any letter. Anyone who comes and says, we're going to build a water reticulation plant in Hammanskraal to give the people of Hammanskraal clean water, why do I need a contract to vote for that? I require no contract to vote for that which is pro our people. Now I just said something about Herman Mashaba. What about him? The question.
I was saying the coalition, was it part of the rejection that wanted to lead to an Mashaba job?
No, the coalition collapsed on conditions, not on Mashaba, on who's leading who. You know what the ANC wanted to do with us? They wanted to do that gangster arrangement they did with Gayton Mackenzie of saying, take this municipality and then we take this municipality. When we try to say, but these are the issues we want us to address, the issue of free sanitary territory, Julius, leave those things, man. Which municipality you want? Which municipality you want? Leave those things. So now it's another pantiti. I get to discuss or discuss a little pantiti, wrong. I discuss like a politician. If you don't know me, you must go and ask Hassel Matar. Everything has to make a political sense before we get to it. You can't just say to me, Atina Manani. Atina Manani is some Genis or Marshall. How? Why? Why are we putting Marshall? You must first win me on that one first. Politically, what does it mean? Once I'm persuaded there, we'll talk numbers. There is no problem. But I don't want a contract where I'm going to come out of it and then the next thing the people say, what is this coalition based on? There is nothing. So that's why we have no coalition, because there is no one who's prepared to commit to those things. Now, we're telling you, we have no contract coalition with the ANC. And you said to us, why not taking Metsimaholo? It was going to be a benchmark, this, that, that. Benchmark how? Because our numbers don't allow us there to work the way we want to work. And in the absence of that agreement with the ANC, we are setting ourselves up for failure. Why should we allow to fail even before we start? You can see this thing is going to fail. It's not based on anything. It's based on local dynamics and local arrangements outside the national leadership's guidance and guideline. So we're not going to listen to those type of advices of, hey, benchmark. Benchmark for what? Because this thing is not based on anything. It's based on ANC local councillors' mood. If they say to Silwani, give us a tender, and she doesn't give them a tender, then they kill her the following day. They remove her from mayor position. Then the EFF failed. No, we can't allow that. Rather the opposition, because you know that all of us won elections on the ticket of anti-corruption. And anyone who comes and wants to engage you on corrupt activities, you are able to say, but this is not what we were campaigning on, all of us seated here. But the ANC won on a ticket of corruption. Even when they were campaigning, they were telling people they are going to continue doing corruption. There is a guy called Simon Mate. Is now called Simon Munamo. No, I know him as Simon Munama there in Limpopo. He's a member of the PEC of the ANC. He goes and addresses community there in Sesheu. There's a section called 133. ANC has done RDP houses there. He says to them, yeah, lele nartloli diela young service delivery because what ye it's opposition. Ape what ye it's opposition ilikaskere service deliver. Wamuga dimanu bolela corruption openly. Which law says only the wards that have ANC as a leader of that ward will receive services? If you are led by opposition, you can't get services. That's corruption. That's corrupt mentality. O campaigners so go about, yeah, you have elected opposition, that's why you are not getting services. But the day you elect the ANC, the services will come. Simon Mate, he used to be called Simon Munam. O ratafeji, skinny se agets or wola give ya allow again la rata la mot. Let go batum. Hey, let us create the service. Else vote ANC because this word is under opposition. Corrupt mentality, saying to people, you only service those who elected you. We don't want such people next to us. We don't work with such people. There is no mayor or a councillor everywhere, including a president and a minister, who's guaranteed 5 years. 5 years is a desired thing. But if you want to stay there for 5 years, do what is in the best interest of the people. Go and service our people. You won't even see 5 years. You will see 10 years. But if you're going to service your party and want Helen Zille to micromanage Tshwane without knowing the dynamics of Tshwane or Joburg or Ikurlin, then you are bound to fail. As a mayor of Tshwane, you have to be alive to the dynamics of your council and dynamics of your people. And Helen and Steinhuisen have no idea what's happening there. You are a mayor there, listen to your people there, work with your people there, you are guaranteed 5 years. Even ANC mayors, where the ANC has won outrightly, they are not guaranteed 5 years. Once they do something wrong, they are out. The same goes to all who are in municipalities. Your stay for 5 years is based on you servicing the people and putting the interests of the people ahead of your party. Well, smaller parties make our democracy work. Our democracy is multi-party democracy. And anything that suggests that small parties are a spoiler is actually anti-multi-party democracy. It's wrong. Whether they are created for opportunistic reasons or not, but our constitution envisages a concoction of political parties. Monyanya wa di political party. That's what this constitution invites. Multi-party democracy. And I'm really not offended by the multi-party democracy. It only becomes a problem when people with no constituency now starts spoiling things in municipalities for their own personal interests. Like that ABC. I mean, Motunoya Molaru on a Monday, or no Wednesday, the ANC will be out of power. On Wednesday is on an ANC list. By the way, we have instructed our lawyers to look at that thing that they did in eThekwini, because those positions belong to the party called the ANC. And I don't think they can willy-nilly be given to other parties. So we think something illegal could have happened in eThekwini. So very soon they will be receiving papers, will be challenged. If that, because those seats, you know what happened, were allocated those seats by the IEC in that executive. The IEC says the ANC will get so much, DA so much, the EFF so much. We have a seat there.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, one seat. It's given to us by what we got through elections. Then Renarta Mairo no Yuala, Eritagilwe sell that seat. Or no, we don't want that seat in the executive. How can you do that? That is a party seat. It's allocated to a party. And then you go and take another party which is not allocated a seat and then give it a seat. The ANC gives itself the power it doesn't have, because that power of allocating seats to political parties in the executive lies with the IEC. So the lawyers are looking into that matter. We have not had a postmortem. We have had a meeting to look at immediate results and then look at how to approach the coalition, what are the issues and all of that. Right at the beginning of the year, we are going to have our own plenum where we are going to plan for the year ahead, and we'll also review our election performance thoroughly and in detail, ward by ward, voting district by voting district, municipality by municipality, and province by province. And that's where decisions will be made in terms of which direction are we taking as the EFF. But otherwise, we are generally happy with how the EFF is performing. I mean, we could have moved the ANC in Nelson Mandela. But if Helen says to a councillor of the DA, don't come to a meeting, and then they lose with one vote, and they're upset, the opposition, by the way. Remember, we shouldn't be voting with the DA. We got insulted so much by the DA. But we've got no big egos, because the agenda is bigger than us. The agenda is this country. We want to save this country. But the smaller parties don't have this thick skin that we have in the EFF. In Nelson Mandela, they walked away. The same thing they did in eThekwini. They walked away because the DA was just not budging. But we said we're going to stay here. We've got a country to rescue. It doesn't matter what these whites are saying. We're going to pursue a different direction to rescue this country. But the small parties will not have the same energy and determination. And from time to time, they will get, tempted to agree to this or that. In Nelson Mandela, there are two small political parties who have said to the EFF, whatever direction you take, we're with you. We'll move that way. But these whites insult people like nobody's business. They belittle them. They talk down on them. You know why they don't want EFF in those negotiations? They can't do that to the EFF. They will never talk down to us. They will never talk to them the way they want. But these small parties get spoken down like they've got no relevance and significance. When they leave those meetings, they say, we don't want anything to do with the DA, nothing. And we try to speak to them. Even there at Egwin Mavunda, we spoke to him until he collected a ballot paper. We never gave up on him. You know who we spoke to? Makosini Khoza. She refused to vote with the DA. She refused and said she's going to abstain. We fought, she said no. We had to call Mashaba and said, she's saying something else. And then Mashaba had to make an intervention. Then she said to the SG, no, my leadership called, we are now on board. Even when she says she's on board, go and watch 4-5 when they were voting and they are interviewing her. On the queue, when people are going to vote, these people are racist. They are arrogant of the DA. We are not even sure if they will vote for IFP. How do you say that when we are voting? How do you say that against your bloc? We said that when we are fighting there, fine. Now we are voting. You should be encouraging and agitating and projecting unity of people. She's still insulting that DA to the ballot box. That one, if Mashaba is not careful, she's going to be a big problem, that woman, for that guy. And if I want to take it to extreme, I think she voted for ANC. I think she did. Because when we did a head count, we were 110. We were 110 without ABC. But Mutushu keeps on complaining. How do you complain even on the eve of voting and believe this person is going to vote for these people? She's just doing it because Mashaba said, this is the direction we're moving. I don't think, with my right conscience, I don't think she voted for DA. She did two things. Either she abstained, like she said before, the voting, or she voted for ANC. Anyway, those are her colleagues before, and they come from the same area. It should be easy for her to vote for them. So that's where we are. But what happens? The EFF supposed to be the biggest crybaby because Helen and Steinhazen, unprovoked. One king, Steinhazen aya toilet, okare we are guy or EFF yona rinyaki. Himan. We are on their lips, yeah. Whether you are talking, they behave like Karima Brown, the late Karima Brown. When she interviews people on something else, she just makes a turn and says, what do you think about the EFF? We are not here for that. So, Steinhazen, Helen, insulting us from the first day to the last day, even after. We have no problem with that. We are fixing the country. They don't know what we are doing. We are fixing the country. So when you are on a country duty, you don't entertain a distraction which will destroy the giraffe view. We don't see it here. We see it there. We are preparing for there. Let me tell you, the ANC is our immediate competitor. When you remove the ANC in the metros, you are leveling the playing field. ANC and EFF in Joburg, they are going to meet on the streets of Soweto as equals. If we don't have a poster, the ANC won't have a poster because the safe is closed. Why must I give to the ANC, my immediate competitor? I don't compete constituency with DA. They are voted by white racists, not progressive whites. So I compete with the ANC. The sooner I close the safe everywhere, the better for the growth of the EFF. We are closing the ANC out to level the playing field. Look, this election, how it was so nice. They didn't have posters. They didn't have T-shirts. They had very few billboards. What was the abuse? What are abuse about one? When they've got money, at the corner of a voting station, they have T-shirts like this. Every time a person comes, Kunjani Mama, Kunjani Mama, they greet people with T-shirts. Nothing like that this year. Nothing like that in 2024 will be equal. Metros are gone. Gauteng is gone. There is nothing magical that will happen in between now and 2024 for the ANC to win Gauteng. Why must I vote for people who are going to win against me in 2024 by giving them resources? Remember, this thing of municipalities also create odd jobs. These small jobs, they are given to ANC Youth League, ANC volunteers as a EPW type of work in municipalities. Those people are the campaigners of the ANC, those ones. They tell them to take off those overalls and send them to go and do door-to-door to prepare for Ramaphosa's arrival. That bus you are saying Ramaphosa moves around with a bus when he campaigns here in Gauteng. Is this young people who are doing odd jobs in municipalities, they get told come here, they can't say no because they will be fired. Then they get moved around with buses to support the ANC. It will never happen. Where? With which metro? Lena, you think it's only in the metros. You don't know what's happening in West Rand. You don't know what's happening in City Bay. The whole of Gauteng, they have nothing left. And because they do it for money, if they can't make money, they are going to leave. Now, they are crying all over social media. Hey, Malema sold out. Malema, as if I'm their father. They don't know where their father is. They must go and look for that big nose where he is. They must not say for me, I sold them out. So I never sold them out. I'm not their father. I'm not their father. When they expelled me, what were they expecting? They expected to expel me and still get something from me. What do they want from me, these witches? They must leave me alone. I didn't sell them out. These people, at every given moment, Floyd, if they get an opportunity, they will kill us. And when we get an opportunity, we must go for a kill. And now we are very good because we kill with a smile. We don't play. So why do you even want to feel sorry for them? They must go to hell and burn. We have no sympathy for the ANC. We are here to replace the ANC. So we are going to be moving in that direction of anti-ANC. The ANC knows what to do. We didn't ask anything different. We didn't ask for anything unusual. We asked for ANC to be loyal to its own decisions. Freedom Front, by the way, voted with the ANC in Mangaung. It's not called a sellout. They say we are voting for whites. Rolf Meyer was a member of the ANC. Pig Water was a member of the ANC. De Klerk received half-mast flags. The murderer. They didn't say their president is selling out. They say, I'm selling out. As if I'm their father. I'm not their father. The ANC has always connived with white people and the DA in parliament to remove the public protector. These clowns never said the ANC sold out. But when the EFF does what it is in the best interest of its growth, they say black consciousness. What is black consciousness about voting on a DA motion to remove an African woman in parliament? What is a black consciousness by privatizing the state-owned enterprises that are benefiting our own black African working class? Because you know, once they are privatized, it is our people who are going to lose jobs. What is black consciousness about refusal to vote for the expropriation of land without compensation? about refusing to give sanitary towels, because the people who are going to receive those sanitary towels are young African women. It's black consciousness when you remove those who dish out patronage to them. We're not part of that agenda. There's no friendship here. We're in politics here. There's no friendship. We're not friends when it comes to politics. We're here to work and serve our people. And we're doing exactly that. And I'm very proud of the discipline of EFF battalions in all the councils. Properly marshaled, delivered decisively without doubt the mandate of the organization. That's what we're leading. We're not leading a stock fail. We're leading a well-oiled machinery determined to collapse the ruling party and the Oppenheimers, who are the financiers of Cyril Ramaphosa, Mashaba, and DA. We don't get any money from Oppenheimers. They will never tell us what to do and what not to do. We do that which we think is in the best interest of our people. Thanks.
And my mic's not on. Okay, we just have one more question, President. Is that fine?
CIC, you didn't, Lizega from the Mailing Guidance, you didn't manage to answer my question on legislation of coalitions, if the CCT had ever discussed that. If you can take us to your confidence with regards to what happened in the couple of days where you spoke at the King Dalingebo's home about Action SA refusing to come into an agreement with you in terms of the ANC. What happened? Who approached who with this agreement where you had to vote for the DA in these major metros? And also, when it comes to the former president, SG, Mr. Mavundla, the now deputy mayor, you say that, or the CIC says that there was a call where you were in the vicinity where the former president was speaking. Did the former president indicate that he would have liked to have a conversation with you? Was there a conversation with the EFF and the former president?
There was a conversation with Makashule about eThekwini and many other municipalities. Mr. Mavundla, the SG, was not in the vicinity. Mr. Mavundla was on the call with the SG, and he said he's prepared to join Mr. Zuma on the call. I can tell you this without any doubt. eThekwini was delivered by RET forces, not CR17 and not Lethuli House. They didn't know what was happening at all, because the mayor of eThekwini is an RET force. So they would have wanted him to come in at all costs. So, so no one from the CR7, Cyril didn't save one. Not even one municipality, nothing. Nothing. The victor of the ANC in Nelson Mandela is Helen's recklessness. Mkhekulola, she's very disruptive, that old woman. And if they are not going to sort her out, they are going to lose a lot. So the victory of Nelson Mandela was delivered by Helen to the ANC, and she wanted to do the rest here in Joburg, in eThekwini, and even in Tshwane. We had to stop it the same way we tried to stop it in Nelson Mandela. I suspect there is an agreement sponsored by their handlers Oppenheimer for Helen to give the metros to Cyril so that Cyril can shine, but it was not to be done. If anything, the metro was saved by Zuma and the RET forces of eThekwini. And if Cyril is not aware, his problem is going to come from there in Natal, because they will say he is a liability, is costing them, and they are going to go for him, including those who supported him. They will now realize that the guy is not helping us with anything. Legislation, I don't know who's proposing legislation on coalitions. We'll listen to it and what they propose. I know that there is that clown in Free State who's trying to propose some shenanigans there that will see municipalities that are hung down, graded with no executive power and being shared somehow with the party, with the higher number doing this and that. Some concoction like that. We are following it up, and if it is unconstitutional, we'll challenge it and will interdict it through a court process. It was USG, it was the legislation, what else?
She said something about Dalindyebo, but I couldn't get it.
Yeah, I said there was no discussion, none whatsoever, with anyone about the DA. We had to call Herman and plead with Herman, who, by the way, was also abstaining, was considering the abstaining. I also called General Holomisa, but unfortunately I was too late because he had made decisions to move to the ANC side because of the arrogance of the DA. But we had called Herman and we pleaded with him that it is actually bigger than all of us. It's bigger than you, it's bigger than Action SA, it's bigger than EFF. It is about this country. Our ticket to our people was, we are going to vote against the ANC. That we are here to remove the ANC. So, with its arrogance, the DA, as long as it helps to remove the ANC, we are all going to have to swallow our prides and our ego and remove the ANC. Because the ANC, for some reason, guys, still believes it is not losing power. Bana lubu lukitibala nyana so ba akitsiburu abachibutsi or what, but asumu kumbalu marula kitsibilo re ke matata a dipalo ka taba tja skola ke rena lo tshwenya asu kumbalu la re no we didn't win. They didn't
lose. It's coalition.
Yeah, we didn't lose, but we lost to coalition, something like that. You nyaka ba mo check or ma be ngo right na, because motho thagala ke ntong. So we didn't lose, we lost to coalitions. So he's still trying to find something to justify where they are. You know, so the first way of dealing with a problem is to admit you have a problem. But they've not reached a point where they admit they've got a problem. And the problem starts with this sponsored president. You will never perform well as long as you've got a borrowed president who's sponsored by white monopoly capital. They said the guy is coming to rescue the ANC in 2019. They performed badly, they didn't get any numbers from him. They said it could have been worse. It is worse now. They have nothing to say about him. The problem of the ANC is a directionless president who's more obsessed with making money and pleasing white minorities than to build the party and deliver to his own people. And these young ones, because they've abandoned politics for political expediency, they are unable to lead the charge against him. The youth must lead the charge against Cyril Ramaphosa because he's destroying their future. They are too careful because Cyril wants to arrest everyone. All of us who disagree with him, he set police on you. Cyril uses state power. He abuses the state power against his own opponents. And then he pretends like he doesn't know. I don't like Mahashul. But all of you must go and sit down and look at the charge on Mahashul. Can you really charge a Secretary General for that? He asked this one to go and ask that one to support a student, to pay for the fees of the student, not for his personal benefit. We do that all the time. Cyril did that, by the way, himself. He took CR17 money and gave to the EFF MPs when they called him that they have a bereavement at home. When you don't have, you ask someone. It's not for your own personal benefit. You are helping out. That's what Makashule was doing. That's what he was known for in Free State, to help children of the poor who want to go to universities. You arrest an SG of the ANC for doing that. And then you want to tell me, you want to sit here and tell me this guy is not abusing state power? Cyril is abusing state power because it is in the interest of the white monopoly capital. When you challenge them, they send Cyril to release his dogs against you. The only institution that I've not really seen a taking like it was doing under Zuma is SARS. I don't know if they still have access there or what, because that SARS guy, he is completely different from Moyane and those who came before him. So, but all of the state institutions are being sent to pursue the people who don't agree with Cyril Ramaphosa. We were told we are going to have a president who respects the Constitution. That is not the case. He's got no regard for the Constitution. And because they are pursuing politicians, crime has skyrocketed in South Africa. It's too high. The crime is too high because institutions that must fight crime, Cyril has turned them into fighting the political opponents. But with us, Cyril must know, if he wants a fight, he will get it. We are not scared of police. We are not scared of institution of the state. We always knew that when you challenge the state, it will come after you. Zuma used to tell us that we can charge you for nothing. You will go and explain there. That's when he was trying to intimidate us. We can charge you, even if you have not done it, we can say you have done it. You will explain there by the judge. And if you have a bad luck, we even appoint an old white judge who gets irritated by you. We finish you off. So when you fight such people who are capable of doing such things, why do you think you can be saved? So we are fighting the ANC. We are not here to make the ANC, to revive the ANC. We are here to bury it. And we are going to bury it. Even if it means we are burying it with a ghost, with big teeth and horns and a fire, we will vote for that ghost. As long as it's removing the ANC, we are fine with the ghost. And then once we have buried the ANC, we will bring the Bible to destroy the ghost. One at a time, we shall arrive. Thank you. This is what Vianney is saying, and he didn't say this to the EFF, so I think the Whipper must take this up with him, and he must be disciplined. I submitted late in the last disclosure period. That was because of my hospitalization. So he declared his interest after the deadline in the last quarter for declaration. So they are punishing him not because he's corrupt or he took anything. He declared late, and he says he was in a hospital. His misconduct is that of not telling the organization that Parliament is pursuing him, and for us to sit here and be embarrassed with his question. He shall be punished in the EFF for that.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, President. Thank you, officials. We are closed.